Now on CoastTV News.
Fatal helicopter flight information still coming from this overnight tragedy in Houston.
And it's a chilly, starry start to our Monday, but don't be fooled by these chilly temperatures. We're going to be pushing 80 degrees this afternoon. And then tomorrow, we're talking about some record warmth. Unfortunately, the drought conditions are going to continue to worsen. We'll see if there's any rain chances coming up in my full forecast.
A heated House race, the accusations being made by the candidates seeking to represent the Milford area.
Canal front drainage dilemma. Plans being reviewed today in Lewis to deal with the ongoing issue and how it's connected to the new playground project.
This is CoastTV News Today.
It is Monday, October 21st, 2024. Good morning, I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Paige Marley. Thanks for being up with us during our 5 o'clock hour.
And look who's back,
Hey.
Everybody. Paige is back. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too. Well, last time I saw you, we were in the Dominican Republic.
Different climate, different situation.
A bit different than in the newsroom, but we love both places.
Yes.
So it's all good. But yes, happy to be back. It was a great 2 weeks, and looking forward to getting back in the schedule, though. I will miss the all-inclusive food.
It was a tough withdrawal getting back to reality from that one.
If anyone wants to give us unlimited food and drinks in Delaware, we will take it. But we all are going to bring in First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono now because, like Matt mentioned, it's a little different here than it is in the DR, Chris.
Yeah. Right. Welcome back, Paige. And I'll tell you what, good morning, Delmarva. In fact, we are out stepping outside the door this morning, quite chilly away from the coast. Look at these temperatures with that radiational cooling. You get the clear skies, the calm winds. We're down in the upper 30s to lower 40s, but at the coast, we're generally in the lower 50s. But don't let that fool you because we're going to see quite a warm up this afternoon. Visibility, not a concern at this hour. Winds relatively calm as high pressure just continues to dominate our weather. In fact, much of the east very dry and sunny and pleasant. We're going to continue to see that throughout the day today. We're going to be pushing 80 degrees today, near record highs tomorrow. Unfortunately, with that, the drought conditions are going to continue to worsen through the week, and then we are going to see a big temperature drop by Thursday, but it looks to be a dry front as we will see the return of some rather fall-like temperatures by the end of the week. But as I mentioned, chilly start stepping out the door this morning, but we're going to warm up very nicely. We're already going to be in the 60s by 10 a.m., by noon in the 70s, and then this afternoon, yes, pushing that 80-degree mark as we see those dry conditions persisting across Delmarva. Coming up, though, we'll talk about to see if there's any rain chances and that big cool down in the 7-day forecast here in just a few moments.
All right, thank you, Chris. It was last week that we learned about the shocking death of this man, James Welsh, a Sussex Central High School graduate who would go on to be a Bethany Beach EMT and Sea Colony lifeguard. Now, while working as a first responder in that role in Kentucky, he and 2 others were killed en route to an accident in a helicopter. The helicopter crashed after clipping a power line. It's a death whose impact is being felt in Kentucky and in Delaware.
That contagious smile, I'll never forget that. It was the same smile the day I hired him to the last day that he was working for us.
I guess one of the fondest memories is him just helping everybody. He's just an unbelievable guy, and it's a huge loss.
And Welsh leaves behind a pregnant wife. And a GoFundMe has been started to help out the Welsh family. We have a link on this on CoastTV.com.
Yeah, and happening today, you can pay your respects for Welsh and his family. A visitation will be held at the Long Neck Chapel of Melson Funeral Services starting at 9 a.m. One visitation was held on Sunday, and a massive Christian burial will follow at 11 a.m. This is at Mary Mother of Peace Catholic Church in Millsboro. The eulogy begins at 10:45 a.m.
Breaking overnight in Houston, we have another helicopter crash to tell you about. 4 people, including a child, were killed in Houston, and this is video of that scene. The Houston Fire Department said the crash happened at about 7:54 p.m. Preliminary details suggest that the helicopter hit a radio tower before crashing. As of 9:30, officials say the fire was out.
New this morning, more information expected to be provided about the canal and water situation in South Bethany. The town's been monitoring the water quality after it was found dissolved oxygen levels were 70% higher in 2023 compared to 2022. The oxygen levels have a direct impact on lack of fish and an increase in algae growth. At this morning's canal water quality meeting, an update on the dredging project is also expected to be given.
Happening tonight, parking at the Canal Front Park in Lewis. It is one of the areas being reviewed that could see improvements in the near future. According to city officials, the crushed stone that currently covers the parking lot drains poorly after rain and often leads to standing water. The Parks and Recreation Commission is looking at having a drain line underneath the path that empties into a basin that already exists at one end of the tennis courts. According to city documents, the contractor estimate for this work would be $8,000. The commission has indicated it could vote at tonight's meeting to submit these recommendations to the mayor and city council. We're just 15 days until Election Day, and one of the races we are tracking in Delaware is that of the State House District 36. This is a district that represents the Milford, Ellendale, and Lincoln areas.
Yeah, last month incumbent Republican Brian Shoup just barely won his primary battle, now being challenged by Democrat and former Milford School Board member Roni Baltazar Lopez.
There's been a back and forth over campaign financing, with Shoup claiming Baltazar Lopez's run is funded by developers who, quote, exploit residents.
Yeah, the Democrat says what Shoup is portraying is not reality. CoastTV was able to get comments from both. Here is what they told us.
The importance of that is these developers have a history of abusing and threatening our neighbors here at home. So for my opponent to take money from them, they've maxed out to him, and for them to give him advice should be a warning to people.
My response to Representative Shoup is that he needs to have a conversation with the Fannons and the developers that he's accusing. I've had those conversations, and I've made it clear to them that my vote, if I am to be elected, is not to be bought. I am raising solely on their funds, and that's beyond the far truth. And I invite people to look at my campaign finance reports, which are all public.
And we'll have an in-depth look at this race later on Coast TV News Today.
Well, as you know, Election Day is November 5th. It's coming up. However, Delaware's early voting begins on Friday. You can cast your ballot through October 29th from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. From October 30th to November 3rd, there is an increase in voting hours. That's going to be from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. There are 9 locations in Sussex County, and a full list of those can be found on the Coast TV News app and website.
Nationally, both presidential campaigns, Vice President Harris and former President Trump, they were pretty active over the weekend.
Yeah, definitely. As NBC's Alice Barr shows us, Harris visited Atlanta churches with celebrities to energize voters. Trump had a jab at Harris, who claimed to have once worked at a McDonald's he took to being a fry cooker at a restaurant in Pennsylvania.
Just over 2 weeks to go until Election Day, the presidential nominees barnstorming key swing states. Vice President Harris celebrated her 60th birthday with 2 church visits in Georgia.
Our country is at a crossroads, and where we go from here is up to us, as Americans and as people of faith.
And a serenade from Stevie Wonder.
Happy birthday to you.
Former President Trump sending his birthday wishes from a Pennsylvania rally.
Happy birthday, and many more, and I mean it.
After attempting to troll the vice president by working the fry cooker at a McDonald's in suburban Philadelphia, renewing his claims without evidence that Vice President Harris lied about working at the fast food chain while in college.
She talked about the heat, it was so tough. She never worked at McDonald's.
The former president also stepping up profanity-laced attacks.
We can't stand you, you're a vice president. The worst.
Vice President Harris pushing back on MSNBC.
What you see in my opponent, a former president of the United States, really is, it demeans the office.
In the final stretch, she's zeroing in on Mr. Trump's mental state, casting him as unfit.
What time is it?
It's voting time!
And rallying supporters to the polls in Detroit, part of a tide of early voters already making their voices heard. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Lewis is pedaling closer to creating a bike plan. On Tuesday, a committee is meeting and talking about collaborating with consultants and DelDOT. The goal of all of this plan is to make Lewis safer for both pedestrians and cyclists.
Happening tonight, the AFC North leading Ravens go for a 5th straight win. Baltimore's Birds are in Tampa Bay to take on the 4-2 Buccaneers. Not a big surprise here. The reigning MVP, Lamar Jackson, has stepped it up after an 0-2 start and now has a combined 12 touchdowns. We'll have more on this game later on Coast TV News Today.
All right, looking forward to it right now, though. We're just getting started on Coast TV News Today.
Yeah, coming up, Legacy Lives On. We look back at the memorial that was on display in Lewis, honoring those who made the ultimate sacrifice in the global war on terror.
Also ahead, the end of a retail era, the closing of the final full-size Kmart, the financial issues and its cause, and why it's not an overall finale for the retail chain.
And Oscar and power in Cuba, poor infrastructure there leading to this blackout just as a hurricane was hitting its shores. Coast TV News Today is back after this.
Ride the wave of Delmarva's vibrant coastal vibes with Coast Life. From hidden gems to sun-kissed trends and captivating local tales. Dive deep and immerse yourself in our coastal rhythm. Catch Coast Life weekdays at 4 on Coast TV.
Make sure your neighborhood feels like home with landscaping and property services by Herker Property Maintenance. We combine science and art to create and maintain the landscape masterpiece you've always dreamed of. We can handle the largest developments and commercial properties all over and provide a consistent data evaluation to keep your property perfectly maintained. Clean, innovative, fast, reliable, from landscaping to pavement services and everything in between. Take an innovative approach with Herker Property Maintenance.
You ever just wanna... Yeah, that's fall in Pennsylvania. You can't spell plaid without PA, and that's no coincidence. There's a reason folks fawn over our foliage, pine for our pumpkins, and sigh for our apple cider donuts. Fall is just fallier here. It's almost not fair to the other states, so get here. Pennsylvania, the great American getaway.
This is the revolutionary socket fan by Bell & Howell. The amazing 2-in-1 ceiling fan and light. If you can screw in a light bulb, you can hang the socket fan light. Socket fan comes with this handy remote. You can control the light and the breeze that you need. Socket fan fits any standard light socket. You can do it yourself in less than 10 seconds.
And now, the socket fan lights with deep socket extender is yours for $49.95 with free shipping. Order now, and you can get a second fan for 50% off.
Get cool fast with Socket Fan.
For every season, every weather moment, stay ahead with the Coast TV First Alert Weather Phone. Just call 443-880-9100. Your forecast just a call away. Sponsored by the law offices of Baird, Mandalis, Brockstead, and Federico.
Well, a good Monday morning, Delmarva. It's a chilly start out there. We're seeing temperatures across the area in the upper 30s. Right now, we're at 49 in Dover. Bone dry conditions, though, continue. You could see those temperatures, Delmar, Salisbury in the upper 30s, a little milder at the coast, where we are generally around 51 in Bethany, 53 in Rehoboth. So maybe a light jacket, hoodie to start, but you'll shed it, though, by the afternoon, because check out this afternoon. We're at 80 degrees. We're going to warm up pretty rapidly through the morning and afternoon, but high pressure continues to dominate. We continue to see those bright blue skies and just dry conditions across the area. So if you have a tea time this morning, again, chilly start, but we're right up near there, 80 degrees this afternoon, and we're going to be even warmer tomorrow, pushing record highs, but there is a cool down in sight. I'll bring that to you in your full 7-day forecast here in just a few moments.
This morning, many Cubans remain in the dark. This as Hurricane Oscar makes landfall on the island. Electricity on much of the island has yet to be fully restored after days of blackout. And now residents face Hurricane Oscar, which made landfall as a Category 1 storm on the island's coast Sunday night with sustained winds of 80 miles per hour. The storm could put an end to the power recovery efforts if it affects the plants in its path. The impact of the blackout goes beyond lighting and services like water supply, also depend on electricity to run pumps. There's no official estimate for when the blackout will end. Bethany Beach woman facing charges again, this time after she had allegedly kicked the police chief after a promotional ceremony at Town Hall. Police say this woman, Lisa Bilder, was caught on camera. Bilder was also arrested in August after being reported to swerve her car towards pedestrians on her street. That caused fear and panic.
All right, attention Kmart shoppers. It's the end of an era. The last full-size Kmart in the mainland U.S. will be closing its doors for good on Sunday. That store is located in New York. Now, once that closes, all will be left as just the smaller Kmarts with limited items in Miami. There are also a couple stores in the U.S. Virgin Islands and in Guam. In 2002, it filed for bankruptcy protection, becoming the largest U.S. retailer to do so at that time. Some better news maybe, gold futures on the New York Mercantile Exchange rose to record highs on Friday. Prices for gold futures settled at a record high price for 2 consecutive days. This comes as gold has seen a surge of over 30% this year. That's surpassing record levels, driven by prospects of further Federal Reserve rate cuts after a 0.5 percentage point rate cut just last month. Still coming up this morning, remembering our warriors, the impact of a memorial in Lewis that paid tribute to servicemen and women who died in the aftermath of 9/11.
Well, you'll need a light jacket, maybe a light sweater this morning, but not by this afternoon. Check this afternoon out. We're up to near 80 degrees, and it gets even warmer tomorrow, near record highs. And unfortunately, our drought conditions are going to continue. We'll talk all about it and break it all down in my full 7-day forecast when Coast TV News Today comes right back.
Listen to 93.5 The Beach, Delmarva's rock station.
I've been thinking about renovating my garage floor, and suddenly I'm seeing signs everywhere. The universe keeps hinting, even at my local gas company. Pinnacle Concrete is everywhere. And again, multiple signs at the print store. The signs are too strong to ignore. It's time to call. With so many options, my dream is taking shape. And now, I'm not just seeing signs, I'm living proof. Pinnacle Concrete Coatings, because quality matters.
DSN Plus is more action. 4 additional live stream games every weeknight and full replays on demand. DSN Plus is more local. 5 live games every weeknight, showcasing high school showdowns and regional rivalries across Delmarva. DSN Plus is more access. Watch on your mobile devices, and remember, DSN is still free over the air and on cable. But get more with DSN Plus, just $6.99 a month. Download the Delmarva Sports Network app from your app store today.
Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with my Bionic Blade, the new handheld blender that's rechargeable, so you can make a fast, healthy shake anywhere. It has the motor and blades built right into the lid, so blend a shake at the gym, make pina coladas by poolside, or grind coffee beans for an iced cold brew on the go.
Get the Bionic Blade for just $29.99 with free shipping. You'll also get 2 sipping lids, a second container, and the sports lid. Get it all for just $29.99. Order now.
Swim on over to Solero atop the Henlopen Hotel in Rehoboth Beach for the 2024 Mayor Institute Fundraiser. Come out to the kickoff event Saturday, November 16th at 4 p.m. Enjoy a fun-filled evening, live music, and a wine tasting with celebrity bartenders, hors d'oeuvres, desserts, and both live and silent auctions. The Fundraiser is the premier fundraising event for Mayor Institute and endangered marine mammals and sea turtles. For more info and tickets, go to mayerinstitute.org.
Listen to Big 107.7, Delmarva's classic rock station.
Approaching 5:18 on this Monday morning, and you are looking live at Ocean City. Bright lights of the Ferris wheel in the distance at the inlet. And First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono's in for Bob. And Chris, it looks like a return of warmer temperatures. Dare I say hot temperatures?
I know, right? Pretty incredible, and kind of very desert-like, if you will, over the last few days. Dry, bone dry, in fact, and then we see those temperatures kind of crash at night with the clear skies and calm winds. And then we're going to warm up pretty quickly through the afternoon. You can see we're at 53 Rehoboth, 52 Bethany, but away from the coast, we're at 39 Salisbury, 38 in Delmar, and we're at 41 in Georgetown. Winds relatively calm with that westerly flow. Skies are clear, and we continue to see high pressure in full force across much of the area, virtually right over the mid-Atlantic. So yes, we continue to march on with our days without measurable rain now at 24, the record 34 days, and that was a period back in October 17th of 2021. And we're going to continue to go up this ranking here. You can see I listed the top 5 driest periods for Georgetown, and right now we're ranked 8th, and don't see any measurable rain here in the days to come, unfortunately, as you see with the Climate Prediction Center saying over the next 6 to 10, relatively drier than normal conditions, and then we extend that out 8 to 14 days, and we're still in that drier than normal pattern as we don't see any measurable rain. Sunshine throughout the morning and afternoon, and we're going to be right up near that 80-degree mark as we check temperatures across the area. 81 Seaford, We'll see temperatures around 77 in Cambridge, a little cooler there, 80 in Vienna, high of 81 Salisbury, 75 Chicoutimi, and 75 in Ocean City. There's the clear skies in the futurecast this afternoon. Overnight, a bit milder, maybe upper 40s to lower 50s, potentially some patchy fog as well, but then we are in wall-to-wall sunshine by the afternoon on your Tuesday as we approach those near record highs. Front moves through late Wednesday into Thursday, a dry front. Most of the shower activity is up into northern Pennsylvania and central New York, and then we get another front that moves through Saturday into Sunday. Again, that front looks primarily dry, and then we'll see a reinforcement of some cooler air by Sunday into Monday. So your forecast for today, 80 degrees, sunshine and warm conditions, 48 overnight, a starry night, chilly, not as chilly as this morning, and potentially some patchy fog developing, and then we're approaching near that record warmth tomorrow. Congratulations to our umbrella giveaway winner, Deborah Short, Easton, Maryland. Those umbrellas are collecting a lot of dust lately as temperatures are going to stay around that 80-degree mark on Wednesday. There's the big drop in temperature behind the front. We're in the 60s Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then some cooler air works in behind that front Saturday and the Sunday, with temperatures struggling to get to the 60-degree mark by Sunday.
Thank you so much. Sunday was the last day of remembering our fallen. It's a national memorial that was at the Lewis Ferry grounds for the past few days. CoastTV reporter Kevin Zippe shows us how those final days of the memorial were honored.
Thousands of pictures are being displayed in Lewis, and people from across Delmarva came to show their respect. The memorial represents those who have died following 9/11 in the War on Terror. The Iraq-Afghanistan Memorial is a traveling memorial that makes its way across the country. David Lutzen has driven this trailer to 6 different locations across the U.S. this year, and one speech made him want to help keep these heroes' memories alive.
Lonnie Ford made one statement in the interview, and he said that he was afraid his son would be forgotten. And now we have 5,394 photos displayed.
There are 33 of these towers, representing the nation's fallen heroes. The light brown color shows the heroes who have lost their lives due to wounds they suffered in the war zone. The blue represents those who took their own lives after the war, and the red represents those who died in training. Kelly Bergen helped organize the event here in Lewis and showed CoastTV some heroes' stories, from a young man and his dog saving lives to a former NFL player who fought for our country. But one story hit her close to home, meeting the mother of Corey Cowell.
I'm standing particularly in front of Corey Cowell, and I'm wearing the My Warriors Place t-shirt today to honor him. His mother created My Warriors Place in Ruskin, Florida, to honor him.
Organizers ended the closing ceremony with a prayer, and the community came together after to help break everything down. A final day for these fallen heroes on Delmarva, gone but never forgotten. The Iraq-Afghanistan's National Memorial will continue in Tennessee to honor the lives lost. I'm Kevin Zippe in Lewis, CoastTV News.
Coming up, donations at Barn Dance, the big fundraiser for a Milton organization that provides therapy for children and adults with disabilities. CoastTV News Today returns in a moment.
Shop, play, learn, explore at the OC RV and Van Lifestyle Show, the premier gathering for RV enthusiasts and outdoor lovers. From October 31st to November 3rd, the Ocean City Convention Center transforms into a hub of excitement and exploration. With RVs, custom vans, e-bike, golf cart, and boat test ride zones, seminars, water sports, power sports, and a wide selection of the latest gear, you'll find everything you need to enhance your next adventure. Enjoy BMX and skateboarding competitions, tiki boat cruises, and more. Buy tickets and explore with us at OCRVshow.com.
Download the CoastTV News app on your Apple or Android devices.
Foul odors, discolored water, are you running out of hot water more quickly? These are all signs of sediment buildup in your water heater. And as the buildup becomes more severe, it can even cause a premature tank failure. Flushing the tank periodically can prevent these problems. FH Fur has you covered. Get a water heater flush for $49. That's right, a complete water heater flush for only $49. Act now and get a plumbing inspection free.
877-CALL-FUR, FHFur.com.
Elevate your business and engage more customers with Draper Media. Our diverse network of media properties such as WBOC, Coast TV, 93.5 The Beach, and 102.5 WBOC reaches over 500,000 Delmarva residents across various channels like television, radio, social media, and digital platforms. Enhance your brand's visibility across the Delmarva region with Draper Media. Our passionate team of media specialists and content creators are dedicated to showcasing your brand through engaging commercials, dynamic drone footage, eye-catching graphic and web design, and social media branding. Share your brand story on our popular programs, capturing the attention of your target audience. Trust your brand with Draper Media, a family-oriented company serving the Delmarva community. Contact Frank Hamilton today at fhamilton@wboc.com to get started.
Vacation starts with VA. All that you love, all in one trip. Start yours at virginia.org.
Coming up. He's celebrating the reboot of Everybody Hates Chris with Tashina Arnold.
Monday at noon on CoastTV.
Listen to Big 107.7, Delmarva's classic rock station.
May have looked like a scene out of Texas over the weekend, but this was in Milton. Southern Delaware Therapeutic Riding held its fundraiser barn dance. This helps with the cost of maintaining the horses as well as providing financial assistance for the children and adults with disabilities that benefit from the service. There's some brisket there. I can attest it was delicious. There's a picture of my wife Shannon and I. It's a great night, great cause in Milton by Southern Delaware Therapeutic Riding.
Cool hat.
That is my Friday cowboy hat. I wear it often on Fridays here in the office. All right, First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono is back with us. Are we breaking out the beach umbrella today?
Yeah, I think we might just. I mean, whatever your plans are, maybe playing hooky this Monday, maybe? I'll tell you what, though, temperatures are pretty chilly right now across the area. Ocean City, in fact, is one of the milder locations at 56, but we are in the 30s and 40s elsewhere. But yes, wall-to-wall sunshine in Ocean City and Fenwick Island. We'll see temperatures get up into the lower 70s there. Further inland, we're going to be around the 80-degree mark. And you see Lewis getting up to 74 this afternoon. Rehoboth Beach, 71. Just a gorgeous day. UV index is moderate. And as we make our way over to Cambridge and Crisfield, we're at 74 there and 70 in Crisfield. As I mentioned, further inland at the peninsula, will generally be in the upper 70s to around that 80-degree mark. Get your forecast at any time by calling our First Alert weather phone. It's sponsored by Bardman, Dallas, Brockstead, and Federico. Coming up, we'll talk more about the extended stretch of dry weather continuing on the Delmarva Peninsula.
Thank you. Also coming up, campaign accusations. We are going over what the candidates are saying about each other and what is shaping up to be one of Delaware's closest races for a seat in the State House.
Also, altering alcohol sales hours. We look at what is being proposed in Dagsboro, dealing with bars and restaurants.
And a helicopter horror in Houston. What's been revealed so far about a tragic crash that happened overnight. Stick with us on Coast TV News today.
We know Angela Alsobrooks got caught taking illegal tax breaks, owing $59,000 in back taxes.
And she's now getting a deal. No penalties and a 25% reduction in interest.
Now the New York Times reports Alsobrooks lied on official mortgage documents, and Alsobrooks was sued twice for not paying her bills. Thousands in water, sewer, and other expenses. What scandal will they report next? Maryland's Future is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Join us for the American Cancer Society's Making Strides Against Breast Cancer in Ocean City on Saturday, October 26th. The walk starts at 8 a.m. on the boardwalk at the inlet. Sign up to walk or lead a team to celebrate courage and hope for breast cancer survivors, those living with metastatic breast cancer, caregivers, and families. Be the hope to help end breast cancer for everyone. For more details, visit coastcountry.com. Coast Country Cares, sponsored by Spicer Brothers.
Smell funky? Get Skunky, the Shower Anywhere sponges that clean all your funky parts from your head to your feet. and everything in between. Just add water, work it into a rich lather, and it's ready to use. Skunky effectively lifts and removes oil and dirt from your skin and hair without any rinsing required. Just towel dry and you're done without any sticky residue. Skunky is ideal for contractors or anyone who works outdoors. A hiking, fishing, or camping trip wouldn't be complete without Skunky. Skunky is a game changer for all ages and a must for elder care. Call now and get 20 Skunky 60-second shower pads for only $9.99. But wait, order now and we'll send you 5 more absolutely free. That's 25 showers for only $9.99. There's a strict limit of 1 family pack per order at this incredibly low price. Order now.
To order, call 1-800-615-9517 or visit getskunky.com. That's getskunky.com. Order now.
Now on Coast TV News.
Home stretch in District 36 House race, we look at the contentious campaign and what could be one of Delaware's closest races.
Parts of the peninsula waking up in the upper 30s, but we are in for yet another sunny, dry day, pushing near 80 degrees. We're going to talk about some near record warmth tomorrow, and unfortunately, our drought conditions continue to worsen through the week. My full forecast here in minutes.
Remembering James Welsh, the Sussex County native who died in a helicopter crash while on a rescue mission. We have details on today's memorial service.
Canal condition, that is what South Bethany officials are expected to learn more about this morning, the areas of concern that have their attention.
This is Coast TV News Today.
October 21st, 2024. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Paige.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Paige Marley.
And we're closing in on 5:31 this Monday morning. Paige making her triumphant return to Coast TV today.
Yes, after 2 weeks of getting married. Well, I only got married one day, but it took 2 weeks to celebrate and, you know, all that good
There's
stuff.
a lot of effort that goes involved.
There's a lot that goes into a wedding, but, you know, I'm back. My voice is not. I'm thinking maybe that's a sign of a good wedding. You lost your voice for a week. Maybe.
Yeah, you had a good time.
I had a good time, singing a lot.
Singing, dancing.
Perhaps yelling, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't remember yelling.
Yelling in a joyful way.
Exactly. So just stick with me while I try to get my voice back. But we are going to bring in Chris as well. Chris, it's a nice surprise coming back after 2 weeks and you're here. Hello.
Hello. Congratulations. And I guess what? I think you brought some of the warm weather from the DR back to the peninsula. Not right now, but by this afternoon, we're going to be pushing the 80-degree mark. As I mentioned, stepping out the door this morning, it is quite chilly away from the coast. We get that radiational cooling, the clear skies, the calm winds. We're at 39 in Salisbury, 41 Georgetown, 53 Rehoboth Beach, and the warm spot there, Ocean City, coming in at 56. Visibility not an issue at this hour. Starry skies to start this Monday as high pressure continues to dominate throughout much of the eastern half of the country. If you're heading out of the peninsula, really no travel concerns. If you're heading out to the Midwest, to the north, or to the south, we are going to see record warmth tomorrow as highs push into the lower 80s. Unfortunately, the drought conditions are going to continue to worsen as we are just bone dry across the area. And then we see a front move through Thursday. Dry front, not expecting much in the way of moisture, but it is going to drop temperatures back into the 60s as we head into Thursday and Friday. So yes, a chilly start. Going to need the coat, maybe a light hoodie this morning, but by this afternoon, you're going to be able to shed that jacket. As I mentioned, 80-degree temperature. Average high this time of year is 68. We'll be more around that average high come Thursday, and we'll talk more about that in my full 70 forecast a little bit later on.
Some breaking news now from overnight in Houston. 4 people, including a child, were killed in a Sunday night helicopter crash. What you're looking at is some video of that scene. The Houston Fire Department saying that this crash happened around 7:50 p.m. Preliminary details are suggesting the helicopter hit a radio tower before crashing. As of 9:30 p.m., officials say that fire was out.
Another helicopter crash hitting closer to us here along the coast. James Welsh, a Sussex Central High School graduate who would go on to be a Bethany Beach EMT and also a Sea Colony lifeguard. While working in a first responder role in Kentucky, he and 2 others were killed en route to an accident in a helicopter. That helicopter crashed after clipping a power line.
And today, you can pay your respects for Welsh and his family. A visitation will be held at the Long Neck Chapel of Melson Funeral Services beginning at 9 a.m. One visitation was held on Sunday, and a mass Christian burial will be following at 11 a.m. This will be at Mary Mother of Peace Catholic Church in Millsboro. The eulogy begins at 10:45.
And we've been talking about several political races for over a year now. This morning, we're going to focus on one in Delaware. It's for the District 36 State House seat.
Yeah, it's where the Republican incumbent barely got out of the primary, now in a heated contest with his Democratic challenger. CoastTV's Brandon Ferguson takes us to the battle to represent the Milford, Ellendale, and Lincoln areas.
Brian Shoup, Roni Baltazar Lopez, both fighting for your vote to represent District 36. Baltazar Lopez is 29 years old and the youngest and first Latino member ever to be elected to the Milford School District Board.
I've focused my life on public service and serving others in the community. Being born and raised in Milford, Delaware, and my experiences growing up as a son of immigrants has really shaped who I am.
Brian Shoup has been in this seat since 2018, but he barely squeaked through his primary challenge, topping Patrick Smith by just 12 votes. He's hoping for a stronger showing in the general election, touting experience and achievements throughout his time in office.
I've created over 30 permanent jobs in one business and 10 jobs in another business, and looking for workforce development. We've increased healthcare access for people of all communities, especially vulnerable communities.
In the grand political tradition of mudslinging, this race has gotten messy. Representative Shoup has claimed his opponent, Roni Baltazar Lopez, is funded by developers who, quote, exploit residents.
The importance of that is these developers have a history of abusing and threatening our neighbors here at home. So for my opponent to take money from them, they've maxed out to him, and for them to give him advice should be a warning to people.
My response to Representative Shoup is that he needs to have a conversation with the Fannons and the developers that he's accusing. I've had those conversations and I've made it clear to them that my vote, if I am to be elected, is not to be bought. I invite people to look at my campaign finance reports, which are all public.
Both of these candidates only have a little bit of time left to reach voters. Whether their messaging has been effective or not, we will all learn that together on Election Day. For Coast TV News, I'm Brandon Ferguson.
Delaware's early voting starts this week. On Friday, in fact, people can cast their ballot through October 29th from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. From October 30th to November 3rd, there's an increase in voting hours. That will be from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. There are 9 locations in Sussex County. A full list of those can be found on the Coast TV News app and website.
New this morning, working to improve the water quality situation in the South Bethany Canal. The town's been monitoring the water quality after it was found dissolved oxygen levels were 70% higher in 2023 compared to 2022. The oxygen levels have a direct impact on a lack of fish and the increase in algae growth. At this morning's canal water quality meeting, there will be an update on the dredging project, also expected to be given.
Developing news in Lewis, that's where upgrades at the city's parks are getting reviewed tonight, including the parking situation at the Canal Front Park. According to city officials, the crushed stone that currently covers the parking lot drains poorly after rain, and it often leads to standing water. The Parks and Recreation Commission is looking at having a drain line underneath the path that empties into a basin that already exists at one end of the tennis courts. According to city documents, the contractor estimate for this work would be $8,000.
All right, now as for the race for the White House, former President Donald Trump made several stops Sunday in Pennsylvania, including a visit to McDonald's in Bucks County. It's just outside Philadelphia. He took his turn trying out fry cooking. Trump has often criticized the legitimacy of claims made by Vice President Harris that she once worked at that fast food chain.
And also on Sunday, Vice President Harris celebrated her birthday while on the campaign trail with a pair of stops in Battleground, Georgia. Here, she made remarks at a church service in Stonecrest, just outside of Atlanta. Harris emphasized the importance of maintaining faith in times of uncertainty and encouraging members to get out and vote.
Happening tonight, Dagsboro is once again considering regulating when alcohol could be sold in town. A new ordinance proposes to limit alcohol sales between 11:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. for last call. Delaware law allows for alcohol to be sold in restaurants and bars between 8 a.m. and 1 a.m. Some people we spoke with in Dagsboro say it isn't on the right track.
The negatives here, it would cut back on our business drastically on Friday and Saturday nights. We also have a senior league that depends on us on Fridays. And as for the positives, I don't see any positives for us.
Now, this council meeting is going to be tonight. Also on that agenda a, quote, lack of police presence in the morning and more visibility at community events from police.
Still got a lot more news to get to. Don't go anywhere.
Still coming up this morning, meningitis awareness, the efforts one family's undertaken after their daughter died from that disease.
Also seeking 5 straight wins, we look at the passing combination that could be productive tonight in Tampa Bay for the Ravens.
And barbecue business, goodbye. Why this popular food truck is ending its run in Milton. Stick with us on Coast TV News today.
Ride the wave of Delmarva's vibrant coastal vibes with Coast Life. From hidden gems to sun-kissed trends and captivating local tales. Dive deep and immerse yourself in our coastal rhythm. Catch Coast Life weekdays at 4 on Coast TV.
Get ready, Delmarva. Excitement and incredible savings have arrived at Gateway Subaru. Save up to $3,200 on a new 2025 Subaru Outback with financing rates as low as 1.9% for 48 months. Or save up to $2,300 off a new 2024 Subaru Crosstrek with financing rates as low as 1.9% for 48 months. And be among the first to drive the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. Stop in and reserve yours today. Gateway Subaru, just minutes from the beaches in the heart of Delmarva. Higher standards.
Ocular migraine is a type of migraine that affects your vision. It may not include a headache, but always has an area of vision loss, seen as a bright spot, a hole, a crescent of flashing light, or zigzags. Just rest until it passes. Don't drive, even if you're trying to get home to rest. It's best to pull over. See your eye doctor for any changes in your vision. But for sudden vision loss with other symptoms, you should be seen right away.
For more about Chesapeake Eye, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
Swim on over to Solero atop the Henlopen Hotel in Rehoboth Beach for the 2024 Mayor Institute Finraiser. Come out to the kickoff event Saturday, November 16th at 4 p.m. Enjoy a fun-filled evening, live music, and a wine tasting with celebrity bartenders, hors d'oeuvres, desserts, and both live and silent auctions. The Finraiser is the premier fundraising event for Mayor Institute and endangered marine mammals and sea turtles. For more info and tickets, go to mayerinstitute.org.
Get the Coast TV First Alert weather app with live satellite and radar, severe weather alerts, and extended forecast. Download the free Coast TV First Alert weather app, sponsored by Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling.
Well, a good Monday morning, Delmarva live looking to Ocean City. Starry skies right now, 57 in Ocean City. Winds out of the west at about 7 miles an hour. One of our milder locations was away from the coast. We are seeing temperatures dipping into the upper 30s at this hour. We're at 41 Georgetown, 48 in Milton, 42 in Seaford. But as I mentioned, milder at the coast, 52 Bethany Beach and 53 in Rehoboth. There's high pressure built right over the mid-Atlantic, and whether it may not feel like fall this afternoon, we are beginning to see some patchy to moderate foliage make its way into the peninsula. And if you have an early tea time this morning on the course, a bit of a chilly start, but as I mentioned, rapidly warming. We're at 78 by noon, and then by this afternoon, we're already up to 80 degrees with wall-to-wall sunshine, and this is only a taste of what's to come because we're going to be even milder tomorrow, but it's going to be brief because there is a big cool down in that 7-day forecast, and we'll talk all about that a little bit later on.
Sounds good, Chris. Thank you. We have a traffic update now for drivers in the Ocean View area. Substation Road between Burbage Road and Beaver Dam Road will be closed beginning Tuesday until December 6th. DelDOT says this closure is needed for some resurfacing and some drainage work. So developing news now in Cambridge. The city is heading towards a runoff in its mayoral election. Commission President Lejan Cephas won the mayoral race, but not by enough. In Cambridge, candidates actually must have a 50% majority, and that didn't happen. So Cephas secured over 42% of the vote. Former Mayor Andrew Bradshaw received nearly 41%. A runoff is now scheduled for December 3rd.
Week 7 of the NFL season wraps up tonight, and the team that is on a roll, these guys right here, the Ravens, they have won 4 in a row, and during the win streak, the Ravens have averaged over 33 points a game. Since an 0-2 start, reigning MVP Lamar Jackson has rushed for 2 touchdowns. He's also thrown for 8. Rashad Bateman has become a big target with 12 catches. 2 of those are for touchdowns.
Playing, smarter, being more decisive with the football, understanding where he wants to go with the football, getting the certain, checks or looks that he sees fits best for the team, and really giving them the keys to the offense. And I think it's been working out in our favor.
Can't forget about Derrick Henry. He already has over 700 yards rushing this season. The 4-2 Ravens and the 4-2 Buccaneers with a kickoff tonight in Tampa, set for 8:15. How about this homecoming for Saquon Barkley? He's a Penn Stater, Paige.
Whoa.
Eagles running back scorched his former team, the Giants, with 170 yards, 1 touchdown. The Eagles roll 28-3. They up their record to 4-2. And Paige, your Washington football team.
Woo.
There's some concern, actually, against the Panthers. Quarterback Jaden Daniels injured his ribs on this play in the first quarter. He did not return. Marcus Mariota would come in, and the burgundy and gold did not miss a beat. Mariota had 2 touchdown passes in the 40-7 rout of the Panthers. Washington is 5-2. They are alone atop the NFC East. Daniels expected to have more test on his ribs today.
Yeah, wishing him a lot of luck. Coming up this morning, farewell to a popular food truck, why this Milton area favorite is being forced to shut down.
Well, you'll definitely need that pumpkin spice latte this morning, but guess what? By this afternoon, not going to be feeling much like fall, as temperatures are going to be getting right around that 80-degree mark. But guess what? Where's fall? Well, we're going to see more fall-like temperatures by week's end. But unfortunately, the dry weather is going to persist. We'll talk all about it in my full 7-day forecast when Coast TV News Today comes right back.
Coast TV First Alert Weather. Your safety, our commitment.
It's the first day of battles for you newbies.
These lyrics are dope. I need that projected in the vocals.
This is really rough. I've already worn out 3 Kleenexes.
The Voice, new tonight on NBC and Peacock.
He told me he's been seeing ghosts.
A haunted marine. How long have you been experiencing these visions? I have never seen anything like this.
Brilliant Minds, tonight on NBC and Peacock.
There are many signs that can indicate your loved ones are struggling to take care of themselves. Poor hygiene, a messy house, unexplained weight loss, the list goes on. In-home care is a delicate subject, but can greatly improve their quality of life. Express your concerns without accusing. Involve them in decisions and enlist the help of others.
Homewell Care Services provides quality in-home care 24/7 or short-term care when you need it most.
To learn more about Homewell Care Services, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
Shop, play, learn, explore at the OC RV and Van Lifestyle Show, the premier gathering for RV enthusiasts and outdoor lovers. From October 31st to November 3rd, the Ocean City Convention Center transforms into a hub of excitement and exploration. With RVs, custom vans, e-bike, golf cart, and boat test ride zones, seminars, water sports, power sports, and a wide selection of the latest gear, you'll find everything you need to enhance your next adventure. Enjoy BMX and skateboarding competitions, tiki boat cruises, and more. Buy tickets and explore with us at ocrvshow.com.
The hammers are smashing, the glasses are raising, and the fun times await at Bushel Sports Bar and Grill in Lewis. Explore our selection of off-season entrees and mouth-watering signature sandwiches that are sure to satisfy any palate. Relax and enjoy local craft brews and specialty cocktails watching your favorite sports team, or compete with your friends at some 8-ball. And indulge yourself with year-round all-you-can-eat crabs, served by the bucketful and seasoned to perfection. For good vibes with a friendly atmosphere, visit Bushel's on Coastal Highway today.
Time is now 5:47 on your Monday. We are looking now at Ocean City, where it seems pretty calm right there, Chris, and maybe a great day to really get outside and enjoy Ocean City. Maybe it's more so this afternoon, though.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a cold start out there, especially away from the coast, where temperatures are in fact falling into the upper 30s and lower 40s, so very cold to start, but we are going to warm up pretty quickly through the morning and afternoon, and it's all thanks to just a massive dome of high pressure that's really been in full force from the weekend and to the start of this week. And really, we're going to continue to see the dry conditions, and it has been quite a dry stretch. The last day of measurable rainfall was September 27th, and we're going to continue to add to this day. The record, though, 34 days in a row without measurable rainfall. That was in October of the 17th, 2021, and we continue to march up here in the rankings here of the top 5 driest stretches in Georgetown since 1945. Currently, we are ranked 8th, and we're going to add to that. You see the Climate Prediction Center, 6 to 10 day precipitation, well below average, drier than normal, and then we extend that out 8 to 14 days, still seeing drier than normal conditions throughout much of Delmarva and the Mid-Atlantic. Atlantic. Now, we are going to be quite warm here over the next few days, average high 68, but then there you see temperatures plunge by week's end, and it will be feeling more like fall as far as our highs are concerned. As I mentioned, warming up pretty rapidly through the morning and afternoon. We're going to be right up to around that 80-degree mark throughout much of the interior portion of the peninsula. 81 in Georgetown. We'll see 78 Easton, 77 in Cambridge. Winds out of the west about 5 to 10 miles an hour. 78 Snow Hill and 81 Salisbury. Not much to track on Futurecast as far as clouds are concerned, because we're going to continue to see those bright blue skies. Tomorrow morning, upper 40s to lower 50s, maybe some patchy fog developing before daybreak Tuesday. And then, yes, by Tuesday afternoon, we're going to definitely be up in the lower 80s across much of the interior. Front comes through Wednesday into Thursday. It's a dry front. Most of the shower activity is in northern Pennsylvania and central New York. We will see, though, much cooler air arrive, and then we see another front move in Saturday into Sunday. Again, most of the moisture looks like it's going to be north of the peninsula, but we are going to see a reinforcing shot of cooler air as we get into Sunday, with highs only in the upper 50s to lower 60s, but again, staying pretty dry throughout that extended forecast. 80 degrees this afternoon, just a marvelous start to the week, and we'll see starry skies overnight. Not as chilly as tonight, this previous morning, but we will see near record highs for your Tuesday, record 83 set back in 2020. Your winner for the Paul Davis umbrella, Deborah Short of Easton, Maryland. Congratulations there. We're at 80 on Wednesday, partly cloudy skies, and then there's the drop in temperatures. We're back into the 60s and a rather fall-like weekend with temperatures in the 60s, but staying pretty dry.
Thank you, Chris. A beloved local barbecue food truck is closing shop for now. Sunday was the final day for Smoking D's in Milton. In a Facebook post, the owners expressed extreme gratitude to their landlords, the property owners, and according to the owners, site plan approvals for the property back in 2021 are about to expire, and this is what is prompting the move. Owners say they've worked with the new tenants to find new locations like Smoking D's. And this is where Smoking D's is located, right on Cave Neck Road in Route 1. The development prompting the move, Chapel Farm, would be multi-family units, a shopping center, and potentially a pharmacy.
Coming up next on Coast TV News today, making people aware of meningitis. We're telling you how one family is raising awareness for the disease after it ended their daughter's life.
Well, we continue along here in the month of October, just 10 days away from Halloween, 15 Election Day, and yes, Thanksgiving 38 days away. We'll have a look at that all-important 10-day forecast coming up next.
At Atlantic General Hospital, we've been busy. Busy expanding healthcare services that are second to none in our region. From cancer care and women's health services to orthopedics, gastroenterology, and more, we provide advanced health technologies delivered by top providers. Expert care every day. It's what you can count on from Atlantic General Hospital.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Enjoy 10 songs in a row. Sponsored by Pohanga Kia of Salisbury.
You ever just wanna... Yeah, that's fall in Pennsylvania. You can't spell plaid without PA, and that's no coincidence. There's a reason folks fawn over our foliage, pine for our pumpkins, and sigh for our apple cider donuts. Fall is just fallier here. It's almost not fair to the other states, so get here. Pennsylvania, the great American getaway.
Hi y'all, it's April from Coast Country, and every Tuesday I get the honor of highlighting an amazing teacher right here on Delmarva with Teacher Feature. If you know a teacher who deserves some extra love, those who go above and beyond every day, head to coastcountry.com and nominate them today. Then tune in each Tuesday to hear their story. Teacher Feature right here every Tuesday at 11 on Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. Sponsored by Coastal Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning and Vernon Powell Shoes.
Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with Rice Robot, the 1, 2, 3 rice cooker. Watch, 1 add the white cup for rice, 2. Add the blue cup for water. 3. Click it and let Rice Robot perfectly cook it.
The secret is perfect cook technology for even cooking. Then Rice Robot senses when it's done, auto stops and keeps it warm to serve.
It won't burn, overcook or undercook, guaranteed.
Get the complete Rice Robot cooking system, all for just $39.99. Ordered now.
Get the CoastTV First Alert weather app with live satellite and radar, severe weather alerts, and extended forecast. Download the free CoastTV First Alert weather app, sponsored by Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling.
Earlier this year, the CDC warned about a rise in cases of a disease which can cause a life-threatening bacterial form of meningitis.
And Mindy Gaither shows us one family's tragic encounter with the disease and what they now say you should know about meningitis and how to protect against all forms of it.
In 2013, college sophomore Emily Stillman called home with a headache.
I thought she had the flu. She thought she was overtired.
The next time her mother got a call, she says it was from the hospital. She was told her daughter had contracted meningococcal meningitis.
Emily died the next day. Emily had no chance.
Alicia Stillman says she thought her daughter had been vaccinated against all forms of meningitis, but 11 years ago, the vaccine to protect against Emily's form of the disease hadn't yet come out.
Meningococcal meningitis is fast-acting and highly dangerous.
Stillman and others launched the American Society for Meningitis Prevention to make people aware of the disease, which is mainly caused by 5 types of meningococcal bacteria. Vaccines to protect against all of them are now available in the U.S. and recommended for adolescents and those who have other risk factors or underlying medical conditions like HIV.
Meningitis B is not a mandatory vaccine.
That's why those who work with the nonprofit say it's important for healthcare providers and parents like Stillman to stay on top of vaccinations.
It's important that all parents know what vaccines their child is given so that they can ensure that their children have received protection against all 5 serogroups.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
It's now 5:56 this morning, and we're going to check in with our coastal pet of the day.
And today's coastal pet of the day is Munchie. This picture was taken actually on July 4th. And Munchie was afraid of those loud fireworks. He loves running around the house and climbing all the stairs. And Munchie's picture was sent to us by Alana in Long Neck.
Oh, very cute picture there. And don't forget, we love seeing all your pets on Delmarva. Keep sending us photos. Tell us what makes your pet so special.
Yeah, take a look at your screen. You see that QR code. Scan that. Submit your furry friend to us here at Coast TV News. And then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
All righty, coming up on 5:57 now. Look at your forecast before you head out the door.
Yeah, Chris Mastrobono's back with us. And Chris, let's talk about some heat today.
I know, right? Good morning, guys. They're starting off pretty cold, though, with temperatures in the 30s and 40s across the peninsula. But yes, we're going to warm up pretty nicely into the afternoon as we top out upper 70s to right around that 80-degree mark as we continue to see plenty of clear skies and sunshine and just an overall continued dry weather pattern across the Delmarva Peninsula. Now, your Paul Davis 10-day shows that 80-degree high today, near record warmth tomorrow. Record is 83, and then the front moves through late Wednesday through Thursday. A dry front, not expecting much moisture with it, but it will drop the temperatures back into the mid to upper 60s through the end of the week. And this upcoming weekend looking rather fall-like with temperatures in the 60s, but staying dry.
Chris, coming up on our next hour, helicopter tragedies. There is this one here from overnight in Houston. We also have how our coastal community is planning to honor the life of one of their own who died during a rescue mission in Kentucky. That and more when Coast TV News Today continues.